What's up guys, it's Josh from KeepItTechie, and today I want to do a quick video showing you guys how to mount and unmount devices within the Linux operating system. So one thing as a systems administrator, when working with Linux operating systems, you'll run into managing devices. And I wanted to show you guys these simple commands that you would use in order to work with those devices within the Linux operating system. Now, it's a little bit different than working in Windows. Most of the time, Windows operating systems will recognize the drive right away, and then it'll try to mount the drive, especially if it has a partition on it. Similar to when you plug in a USB device, it'll automatically pop up, recognize the device, and mount it within the operating system and create a drive letter and all that good stuff. Well, Linux is a whole lot different the way it handles devices. When you plug in a USB device, it won't automatically mount unless you have like a desktop environment like GNOME or XFCE. A lot of times it'll mount the drive to a specific location. If you go into the configuration files and change it, set it up, it'll mount it under the run directory and you'll see the drive pop up. But let's say you're working with a server and you're coming in as a systems administrator and you need to mount a drive. So I wanted to walk through the steps of actually mounting a drive, and hopefully it has a partition on it. Because I won't go into actually creating partitions within the Linux operating system. I've done videos on that in the past, especially like when I did the Orch install. You have to go through and create all the partitions and then mount them. So I've also shown the mount command, but let's say you just want to mount a device and you need a reference. Well, this video will be that reference, and I'll try to keep it super short so we can get through this thing quickly. Now let me go down and switch over to my terminal so we can walk through the process. Okay, for this demonstration I'll be using my main system for it. I have a USB drive already plugged into the system, so it's just sitting there ready to get mounted. And this is typically what you'll see on a Linux server. You'll plug in a new hard drive and it won't be mounted to anything. So the first thing I need to actually show you guys is how to list out block devices. And this command is very simple. It's ls block. Now I'm gonna go to the man page right fast so you guys can actually check that out right fast. But man, ls block, and let's press enter. And as you can see, this command, it basically lists out block devices like it says. Now I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I just wanted to at least show you guys the man page. And whenever you're messing with different commands or commands you're not familiar with, it's always best to check out the man page. That way you can get some information on how to actually use the command. Now let's actually use the command. So ls block, and press enter, and this will list out all the block devices on the system, whether they're mounted or not. So as you can see, it starts off with SDA. I have a 2 terabyte hard drive in this system. I also have a SSD, 500 gigabyte SSD in this system where my operating system is loaded or installed. And then I have this 2 terabyte is my home directory. That's basically what it's used for. And you can tell by the mount points. So mount point for this partition is home. And then the mount point for the rest of it on the SSD, you got your boot, and I have my swap on the SSD as well, so it'll be super fast, as well as my root directory is on the SSD, which all this stuff falls under. Well, the boot actually falls under. But what we're interested in is this SDB. Now this is my USB drive that I have plugged into the system. It is a 16 gigabyte hard drive, or 15 gigabyte, whatever it is, 16 I believe. But I created a partition on it a while back. It also has some files on it and everything, but I want to show you guys how to actually mount it, because as you can see right here under the mount point, it's not mounted. And it's a very simple command. And let me go down and bring up the man page for it first, and let's type man mount, and let's just look at the man page for mount. And as you can see, system administration command, it says mount a file system. That's basically what it is. It has a bunch of options, so if you need any information, just go check this out right here, and this will give you some information on the actual command. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, these devices, all these devices are located under a specific directory in the root directory, and it's represented by a file. And let me list out those files right fast. Actually, on my ls, and then go to the root. Well, actually, let's ls the root directory, press enter, and I want to show you the directory that devices are stored or located under. They're located under the dev directory. That directory right there is where all your devices are located. Now let's ls that directory so you guys can see. So ls dev, and let's press enter, and you'll see a whole bunch of stuff. You'll see TTYs, but you'll also see devices, and they're represented by a S majority of the time, unless you're talking about SSDs, which they're represented by a different type of number, like this, the NVM. Those are the devices for SSDs. That's typically how they show up, but the normal drives or normal disk drives are normally SDA, which is the first drive. It always starts off, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, down, but it starts with a SD, and then whatever the device is, it gives it a letter, and then each one of the partitions, it has a number behind it. So SDA, and then you got SDB, which is the other drive, that the flash drive that I have plugged in, and then it has a partition on it called 1. Now let me go down and clear the screen so we can go down and mount that device again. So let's control L, and then let's do the ls block again so you guys can see the device that I want to mount. And one specific thing about it, you have to specify the full name. You can't mount the device itself, you have to mount a partition. So you have to make sure it has a 1 behind it, whatever you're mounting, or 1, 2, 3, whatever, because a device can have multiple partitions on it, as you guys know. So what we want to do is mount the first partition on SDB, and you want to always make sure that you mount the right thing, because if you mount one of these other drives, you could actually mess up your system, or it could mount the operating system in a different location. It'll screw everything up. You don't want to do that. You want to mount the drive in a specific location, and actually it'll fail probably if you try to do that, because it's already mounted in a different location. But you just want to make sure you're mounting the right thing. So let's go down and mount that thing right fast. And so the command is simply mount. Now there are some options in there. I won't go through and show you guys those, but -T is one of them, and that basically stands for type. And so let's say what this drive is. This drive is partition ext4. You know what the type is, so you want to be able to type that type in by using the -T option, which I'm not gonna do. I'm gonna just go on and mount the partition without any options. And one thing I forgot to do before we move forward is actually create a location, because I forgot to explain that you need a location to mount it to. And so let me show you guys that right fast. So typically on a Linux operating system, you have to mount the device in a specific location. They have a location already created for you to mount devices, and that location is actually under the root directory, and I'll show you guys right fast, but it's MNT for mount, and that's the actual location. And I ran ls, so that means nothing is under there, but what you want to do is create a folder underneath the mount point. Unless you're only mounting one drive, then it's no need to. You can just mount it directly to the mount directory. But what I typically do is create a folder under the mount directory, and then mount all my drives within each folder, its own folder. So let's create that first right fast. So let's go sudo make dir, and then we want to go mount, and then since I'm mounting that 16 or 15 gigabyte, I'm gonna just say a 16 gigabyte flash drive. I typically create a name that associates with the actual drive that I'm gonna mount. So that way I'll always know what it is. And so since it's 16 gigabyte flash drive, and I may be pulling this thing out, putting it back in and mounting it back, you know what I'm saying, I want to always know what location, so I'm gonna make that directory. Let's press enter, and since this folder is owned by root, you want to make sure you type in your sudo password and all that good stuff. Now let's go on and mount. So we could type mount, and then we have to specify that device, which we found out what it was up here, SDB1. So we know that it's under the dev directory. That's where all the devices are stored. So SDB1 is the device that we want to, or the partition that we want to mount, and we want to mount it in that location we just created. So, and before we go any further, you have to put sudo. So anytime you're working with devices, you have to put sudo. So let's put that directory on the end. So mount 16 gigabyte flash drive, and we can go down and press enter, and this will mount that drive to that location. Now the way we can test it is by going to that directory, and you can run like a list or something like that. Let's cd to it though first. So let's go cd mount 16 gigabyte hard drive, press enter, and then let's ls this directory, and as you can see, there is some files within there. So yeah, your test directory. So let me cd into that as well, just so I can show you guys that they do have files on this actual flash drive. And yeah, they're pretty much test files. I only put them on here for this demonstration, but that lets you know that it's mounted. Everything is good to go. We didn't get any errors or anything when we hit the mount or ran the mount command, you know, so that lets you know it's good. Now sometimes you may run into permissions issues, where if the partition was recently created, when you create partitions, a lot of times they're owned by root, and so a lot of times you have to change the permission. So you can do like a ch own on that directory or something like that, and that way they'll give you right access to it. You know, if you put your user account in there, ch own, and then the user account, and then the partition or the folder location where it's mounted, you could do that, and that will change the ownership of that directory on that flash drive. So anytime you plug it in and plug it out, you know, and mount it and all that stuff, you'll be good to go on actually creating things. Now let me just show you that, you know, I already did this, but I'm gonna make a directory under this directory just to play around with it, or at least show you that the permissions are good. So make test dir, that's the only thing, yeah, that's the only name not used. So test dir in that directory. So let's ls again, and we can see that that directory is actually created wherever it is. Hold on, let's see, test directory, there we go. So we created that, we own it, and you know, you can use it like a standard USB drive that was stored. So you can open up your file browser and actually pull up that flash drive and or that directory and add files to it, whatever. Now once you have it mounted, let's say you need to unmount it. Now let's run the man command for umount. Now umount is the way that you unmount file systems. So let's man unmount. So umount, it says unmount file systems, and here are the options. You know, you can go through and read this at your leisure, but that's how you actually use the command. This is all the documentation for it. So let's close that out. But all you have to do is type sudo umount, and then you could put the mount location. And before I do that, I just want to show you guys ls block. Since we, you know, mounted that drive, you can see that that partition right there, SDB1, is mounted at this location. So that ls block command is, you know, is good to, you know, just check where things are actually mounted as well. Now let's go on and unmount it again, or unmount it like I was saying. So umount, and then we can specify that location, so we don't have to worry about the device. We could just use that mount location, and that'll unmount that file system from the system. And let's press enter, and we have to type sudo, sorry about that, but sudo, and right now it's busy because it's trying to write something to it probably, so let's I think we could do -F and that'll force it, and no, it won't. So looks like we have to wait because it was writing that file to it. And this is a good opportunity to show you guys one of the other mount options. So let's type sudo mount, and then you can use -O, lowercase o, and then we can specify remount, and then we can specify that mount location. So mount 16 gigabytes, and press enter. So that remounts that actual location. Now let's try to actually unmount it now without the force on it, and it may unmount, and it doesn't want to unmount. Let's try force again. Boom. It's still busy for some reason, so just give me a second. Let me try to figure out what's going on. Now let's find out what partition or what process is actually probably had this thing held up. So I'm gonna type lsof, and then let's grep for that directory just to see what's actually holding this thing up. So let's type mmt, and then that's 16 gigabyte drive, and this is a good learning thing right here, you know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys are paying attention to it, but you can see that there are processes running that have that drive held up for some reason, and what we're looking for is this bash one. You can see that there are other processes. I ran lsf a couple times already, but you can see that this is the process that's actually holding up the drive, what's making it busy. So what we want to do is run the kill-9, and this will kill that process. So let's do kill-9, and this is how you force kill a process. Now I don't recommend you doing this, especially if you're working with some type of drive that has some important data on it. This thing doesn't have anything on it that I care about, so I don't care killing the process. So it killed that bash or that terminal I had open. Now let's go on and try to unmount that thing again. So I'm assuming that terminal actually had it held up. So let's go on and kill that, or we killed that. So now let's go on and try to unmount again. So let's go sudo umount, and then let's run it on that mount directory, 16 terabyte, boom, or 16 gigabyte. Type in our password, and there we go, we unmounted it. So it was the terminal for some reason holding it up, which was kind of weird. I never seen that before. That's never really happened to me. So the terminal was actually holding it up. That's super weird, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, please leave comments down in the comment boxes below. I know I had a couple of hiccups there at the end, but it was a good learning curve, you know, for anybody that's trying to get into Linux. You know what I'm saying? That's some of the things you have to deal with. Certain things happen unexpectedly, and I'm going to leave that in the video and not cut it out so you guys can see what happens. Sometimes things just don't function correctly all the time, and you have to go around and try to troubleshoot and figure out what the issue is that's causing whatever the problem that you're having. So like, again, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, leave comments. Like I stated, I always like talking to you guys in the comments, and I hope you guys have a good night and keep it techie.